Hi, Kingsspeeches for my Google phone, live from Apple Headquarters Research Center in New York City. My founder and co-founder. To my board director Steve Jobs report and official recommendations. Chief strategist and founder of idea of Apple Research Incorporated in New York City headquarters versus the West Coast. Research Center Steve Jobs will head up. My Google. Okay. And the fact of the matter here, as you can see here, is that I want Apple to have a 3D shell that has open web pages that can rotate around in a sphere, 3D sphere, not just this 3D shell Android phones. I want a 3D shell with different apps and different web pages open so that you can rotate around, like on my phone, so I took it off. And to replace bin.com that dropped out, I wanted to have an AISLE acronym. Apple IBM Synergistic, or S standing for Search Engine Long-Term Evolution Engine, AISLE, on top of every Google, Droid, and BlackBerry phone. Versus the Google bar or the Wolfram Alpha or the Bing.com bar, top of every phone. And that's the official recommendation of the Apple Research Center. Use the IBM Jeopardy supercomputers and start an Apple Research Center that's similar to the IBM Research List interest. Apple versus this. Apple and its Cube retail stores in Shanghai and Beijing. And Shanghai is making more money than Fifth Avenue Apple that's open 24 hours. Apple, IBM, Watson Jeopardy supercomputers, and AISLE search engine bars for a better search engine than Google. With help of the Xiaomi and of course future successors of Anton chip. Versus this, Special Area Book Edition Max for me, and iOS 5 platform with Mathematica Tel Wolfram and its Mathematica Quick Launcher that appeared on my Google phone. Keep a comment on my Google phone and elsewise iPhone as well, and new ideas without my permission to put on a Google phone. Another sneaky way with Wolfram and Google. 3D sphere that allows open apps in iOS 5 by this fall to be opened, and of course websites to be opened with different services of this 3D sphere can rotate around versus this 3D shell. And this should be the new iOS 5 fall official recommendations on my iPhone 1 and 2 through iTunes. If not to everybody else, that is iOS official platform recommendations by Chief Research in New York City Apple Research Headquarters Center. And to replace bin that is dropped out, and of course IBM Apple Synergy Long-Term Evolution AISLE search engines to replace the bin Mike Tyson dropout issues, which was the supercomputer and using that as advertisement being the best humans in natural language processing search engines. And to replace bin that dropped out in $3 billion losses this past year, it's time for Apple to step in with iCloud 2 and other cloud computing services to challenge Amazon, running Mathematica, PC programs, and Mac programs through the iPhone 4 iOS 5 platform. And this is the official recommendation from the Apple Research Center in New York City, unofficial and official in the future. And Bob Gruger and Tron Legacy Prices and Harry Potter transformation prices never failed since Microsoft has failed, along with Yahoo, Yangman, Yahoo search engine. Tell Google to beware of Goliath versus David. Goliath being the Googles of the past. And that's what Harry Potter Price Legacy is about, and of course synergy between IBM Power 7 chips and Apple in the past is now being brought back to Apple IBM search engine. Go beyond, as in personal assistant that John Scully want, beyond what Google does, to search through more than just the net in the future, in the self-changing AI search engine. Thanks. Kingsspeeches, Apple Research Incorporated headquarters in New York City. Tell Steve Jobs, tell Starbucks fired, and of course Food Emporium.